Hello, Larz here from Arcturian.
Well, thank you for coming, and happy infinite year.
Yeah, yes, thank you. We appreciate the intention for renewal of hope and focus on New Year's. This is beneficial in many ways. Of course, one day is not different from another. However, it can be different based on the differences of intention. Unfortunately, many have toxic makeups, physical makeups after long days of holiday eating and drinking, which makes their New Year transition difficult on a physical level. There is need for detoxification.
Yes.
In Arcturus, we have physical vehicles. However, we are different than you in that we do not have the need to pleasure our bodies in the same way. Our desire to respect and care for our physical vehicles greatly exceeds our need for or experiences of pleasure. Now, how may we assist you this evening?
I believe I heard you say that you have physical bodies.
Yes.
Does it need to have nourishment from food?
No.
Does it need to breathe in some kind of substance, oxygen, or something else?
No, our bodies are sustained by light energy.
Yes, that's what I thought. Is it humanoid in form?
Yes, we have many traits similar to the human form.
Similar enough that if you were here on the planet, people might not notice that you were different?
We would stand out, look odd, but not completely out of place. I personally am lithe and bluish in color with large, dark, screened eyes.
How about emotions?
We have, over time, relinquished much of our emotional function, which is part of our interest in humanity. We gave up much of this functioning in lieu of living more regulated existence, less prone to emotional ups and downs. However, we also, in the relinquishing of this, miss some of the sensation of emotions.
How long is the lifespan?
We can live thousands of years in our physical form.
Can live.
And we can transfer our consciousness into a new form as needed.
So you say can live. What things would stop you from living that long if you don't have disease?
Well, the physical form expires or outlives its usefulness, its materials degenerate over time. But as I said, we can transfer our consciousness, if we so choose, to a different form. And some decide to go on to exist as the consciousnesses they are without physical form.
A light body?
Yes. And in this regard, we are not that different from yourselves. You may think so, because to most of you, death or what is beyond the veil seems to be a mystery. However, most of you transfer your consciousness into a new human form, but not with the same level of consciousness that we do. We don't start over like you do. We carry our experience in one form consciously to our new experience in a new form. Now, there are some humans who remember and are conscious of some of their past lives, but not to the degree that we experience. We don't view it so much as a new life as you do. We view it as a continuation of life. And this is really just a difference in perspective. You see your life as ending and then beginning anew in a new form. We don't view it that way. We see it all as one consistent continuum of life.
Do you have karma?
Yes, certainly. However, our karma can rise and be dispelled in the same instant, because we make better choices than you do. We are more aware of karmic consequences and more regulated, and so we have very few karmic consequences as a result of that awareness and regulation.
Do you create your own reality only as created instantaneously rather than here where it takes time?
Well, yes, we do create our reality instantaneously, and we do so very consciously. And you are mistaken. You also create your reality instantaneously and every moment. However, you do it with less consciousness than we.
Yes, but don't some of the realities we create take time? Like if we try and create ourselves, say, money, and then we get a job and money starts to come in. So some of our creations take time.
Well, that is your perception that there is a lag, but in truth, whatever you have created with your thoughts is a reality in that moment. So it is your perception that there is a lag, and you perceive it not to have manifested until you have the material evidence. However, we don't share this perspective. We understand that the thought creates the reality instantaneously. Whether the material realm has manifested or not.
And we can have a thought that, thank God, does not manifest, such as we get angry and we wish harm on somebody, but it may not manifest.
Because there is a part of you, though one part of you wishes another dead, there is a larger part of you that is not in agreement with that thought, and therefore it does not manifest.
Do you have something similar to what we call a mind?
Our parts are more integrated than yours. Yes, we have various parts. However, our integral parts that you would call a mind are more integrated and cooperative and harmonious. So we don't struggle with split intentions and directives to the degree that you do.
So that means you don't have like a conscious and then an unconscious mind or subconscious mind.
No, we live in complete consciousness. For reference, we are in the 10th dimension, and we have chosen to continue on with physical form. It is not necessary, it is our choice.
But you're like in a collective, meaning that if individual souls had names, say, so Joe wishes to be on the beach, so instantaneously he's there on a beach, and Mary wants to be on top of a mountain, so she instantaneously is on top of a mountain. Is it all the thoughts together come together and create the same reality for everybody?
No, we have individual souls and free will, and also collective consciousness. And our individual souls and our practice of free will and choice and creation is not at odds with our collective intention, because we operate in respect and cooperation with one another and deference.
But if somebody in the 10th dimension or one of you decided, I'd just like to go do my own thing through the universe or whatever, they would do that. They could do that.
They have that freedom. However, beings of higher consciousness in this realm prefer the interdependence of collective life, and that is indicative of being a higher dimensional being. Independence is a sign of immaturity, in our humble opinion.
So is the collective all working on the same project at the same time, or is there a general project and then this group does this part of that project and this group does this part, etc., like maybe a business or a government?
Well, our collective has many agendas, you might say, and each one works in a trajectory that is in alignment with their passion and their purpose, sense of purpose and desire, and their skill set. And all of that is very congruent. No one is doing a job they don't want to do.
Do you have shelters? Houses, buildings?
Yes. We have dwellings for various purposes.
But each individual or each soul doesn't have their own dwelling? Like we have houses?
Some dwell in a singular fashion, but most choose to dwell with others of like intention. In our dimension, there is not a need for shielding or self-protection.
And I would guess you certainly don't have that competition type thing that we have here, that my dwelling is bigger than your dwelling.
Yes, that is correct, of course. Dwellings are simply established for comfort and protection, and to facilitate relationship and communication.
Do you have vehicles?
Yes.
Does each individual have a vehicle like we have, or do you have like starships or ships that if you're gonna go out through the universe, need one of those?
There is some of both, but most use what you might call public transportation.
And is it like instantaneous?
Some is, yes. And others prefer to travel in real time because they enjoy the process of travel.
And do these vehicles need any type of power other than like maybe quantum energy or 0.0 energy?
They are propelled by an energy unfamiliar to you.
I'm sure it's a power that has no negative side effects.
Yes. And vehicles are guided telepathically by the, as you would say, driver, and there is no fuel required.
Do you have motorcycles?
We do not have
Shucks.
vehicles that expose one to elements. But we do have vehicles that are enjoyable, like motorcycles.
Do you have rain?
Yes.
Is it controlled by the total consciousness?
No.
Does it ever do any harm?
Yes, at times. But we have practices in place for protection and safety. So it is not problematic for us.
So then there are oceans and rivers?
Yes.
Mountains and valleys?
Yes.
You know, you could make a lot of money if you would come to this planet and offer rides to your planet to see it, like Disneyland. You could make a lot of money off of us. That's a joke.
Yes, we have no use for money.
I know. You didn't think it was funny, though,
Well, we apologize. We are
huh? It's okay.
a little deficient in the humor department.
Oh, good. Well, maybe there's something I can teach you.
Okay, we would like to withdraw at this time to give the vessel some rest.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your consideration.
We're very grateful to have opportunities like this with you.
You're welcome. We feel the same.
My favorite time of day.